That was a hot take too. That was perfect.
What's up, GRTV?
We love GRTV.
We love GRTV. We love GRTV.
We love GRTV.
Welcome back to the show. We love GRTV. I'm your host, Lorenz, and I'm here with Grand Rapids' finest, Miss Katrina Jones. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Thanks for having me tonight.
Of course. My pleasure. So, first, tell the people who you are, what you got going on.
So, I'm Katrina Jones, raised in the inner city of Grand Rapids, southeast side on Bemis. Right now I own two companies, Simply a Loving Touch Home Care Services and Simply a Loving Touch Services. Okay.
So I want you to describe your upbringing in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Grand Rapids has different sides to it. What's your side?
I think I had a nice upbringing.
Okay.
Even though I grew up in the inner city and a lot of trauma and a lot of bad reputation occurred in the inner city of Grand Rapids, I still believe my upbringing was good. Grew up in a household with my grandmother, and in and out the household was different people with different disabilities and addictions. That's just kind of how I ended up getting started.
Oh, really? So you would say the different addictions you saw and the different things you saw in your household made you want to become an entrepreneur?
It kind of just dropped the spirit of fight or flight. I felt like my grandmother was 75, 80 years old raising me. And at that time, I started watching her lose a lot of family members and friends from old age and just death. So if them was her friends and her nieces, in my mind said, she's next any day now. The people in the household, like I said, disabilities and addictions. So I felt like I absolutely had to learn how to take care of myself, because who in this household was going to take care of me? Right. I had to get out there and just start making a way.
Right. So are you the only child? You have a lot of siblings and cousins. What was the family like?
I am an only child. Okay. I was the only child being raised in the household. I did have a first cousin that was in and out, caught up in the inner city living, stealing cars, just doing a lot of criminal activity. So he was in and out of juvenile, running away from home. So that kind of left me as really the only child. My grandparents was just straight old school family and love. Right. Every day you was waking up to breakfast, fish and grits, steak and potatoes for breakfast. I mean, just the greatest breakfasts, home cooked. Coming in from playing as a child in the summertime, there was lunch being made, smothered potatoes, onions, Polish sausages, dinner being prepared, greens on a Tuesday, dressing on a Wednesday. Every day we just ate like kings and queens, and it was a holiday.
Wow. So you had a very traditional family.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
Family and friends was always over. It was never a day in the household where it was really just the people that lived there. Okay. My grandmother welcomed the neighborhood. So there was nobody above, there was nobody below. Everybody was welcome to come in and have a meal. Okay.
That sounds fun.
It was nice.
That sounds like an amazing time, really.
It was really nice. I love the neighborhood. I love growing up with my grandparents. I think I just had it made. Honestly, I just had that fear in me that any day, because of her age and my grandfather's age, that this can be snatched away from me. So I had to just get out there.
Yeah, I totally understand that. So you've seen some of the crazier sides going on in your family, and then you see the traditional home style and loving side of your family. How did you find a balance in between that?
Whew. I don't even know that I still found a balance, to be honest. Right. When I think about the balance, I kind of, as a person who moved out at 17, like I said, scared I wasn't gonna know how to take care of myself. I moved out at 17, finished high school, worked 40 hours a week while going to school, just kind of brought on this weight that I didn't really need to bring on, trying to make sure I was ready for the world. So that kind of rooted me. I had a boyfriend, we were together, so that just kind of rooted me a lot. in that time, we did a lot of grinding, a lot of hustling, a lot of just making sure we was good. So a lot of times when you're in an exclusive relationship with a committed partner, that just kind of grounds you anyways. And because I had lived in a household with a married couple who was married, my grandparents was married 65 years. So that was still in me, you know, to stay grounded and stay rooted. You know, they say, when you raise somebody and they see those things, that's what we do, what's in us. So even though I ran the streets, that was who I was as a young lady. But what was in me was to be rooted, honestly.
Double-edged sword, two sides to you. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you've been around a while. You've seen a lot of different things. Met a lot of cool people, huh?
Yes, I've a little history. I sold drugs and did that from the age of 16 to 28. And so I just got tired. Got tired of staying up all night. Got tired of watching my back. Got tired of wondering if my kids was gonna get taken. You know, just all the tiredness that come along with the lifestyle. And so I just gave it up.
Are you very religious?
I'm not religious, but I absolutely love God with all my heart.
Okay.
So I don't get caught up on no Baptist, Christian, none of the denominations. I just love God.
I understand that. Okay. So are you the only entrepreneur in your family?
Oh, no. My great-grandmother was an entrepreneur. She owned a restaurant. Some of my great-uncles owned restaurants and stores. I have cousins now do hair, Dorica Coleman. I do hair by Dorica Coleman, I believe is her name on Facebook. I have my little cousin Sierra Green, who does braids. I have a cousin named Datisha Brown that does hair. Those are all right here in Grand Rapids. Then in Florida, I have cousins that do hair. So my whole family, entrepreneurs. I got a cousin in Chicago that owns a restaurant. So it's in us. It's in us.
The list goes on, huh?
Absolutely. We entrepreneurs from the blood.
Right. That's what's up.
Yeah.
The whole family just getting money.
My daughter wrote a book, so my youngest daughter is going to take over my company, Solute Services. So we just some entrepreneurs.
What's the book about? What's the book about?
Oh, I can't even remember what Janae's book was. I'm so sorry. But it was about a young kid who lost their best friend. Oh. She wrote that book in her freshman or sophomore year at high school at Grand Rapids Christian. It got published. It's on Amazon. You guys can just look up Janae Clark and her book will come up.
Okay, that's cool. All right, let's get down to the business. So the name of your business, one more time, is for the people at home?
That's okay. It's two of them. Simply a Loving Touch Home Care Services. Okay. The second one is Simply a Loving Touch Services.
Okay, so what's a day in the life running your business?
Because I do run both of them hand in hand. I have not mastered how to run one on one day. I run them both at the same time. I just go through what needs to be done for each company. I just do it. I do my billing. I answer my calls, text messages, run both my websites. I do have a marketing lady who take care of Solute Services. On the back end, it's everything. Then on the front end, as far as the home care goes, I go in and provide all my services. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, bathing for clients, running errands, going to the grocery store, taking them to the doctor, whatever my clients need. All of it. All of it.
How many phones you got?
2. I just got 2 phones, one for business and one for my personal use.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say 3 phones.
Oh no, I'll leave one somewhere.
Oh, okay.
For Solute Services, we go into homes, and that's mainly me and my youngest daughter, Simone. We go into homes and we prepare homes for bed bug treatment. We're one of the only companies in Michigan. There's another company that do it, but they've been sending their referrals to us because they really don't want to do the bed bug work. So we go in, we prepare homes for bed bug treatment. I just added a couple of more services to the company. We pack you, we move you in state or out of state. We relocate you to a storage unit, whatever that looks like for you. We do deep housekeeping. We do maid services, laundry services. So for me, all of those services are just me serving my community. It's just about serving the community. You cannot take care of a person and think because you fed them, they okay, and they sit in a dirty house. They still in a place of darkness. You need more than to be able to get bathed and washed up and out of bed. You need a clean house. You need your windows clean. You know, you need errands to be ran. You can't just go into a house and think somebody okay because you went and got them dressed or changed their depend or fed them. They got bed bugs. Get them together.
Right. Right. So you focus a lot on the community. Who is your target audience in the community? Who are you mainly trying to help? Is there a specific demographic?
So my heart always pulled me back to the low income. That's just my heart. I hate to see people in poverty getting treated the way we do a lot of times. And I say we because I grew up in that same era in a household where we wasn't poor, but we wasn't rich. So therefore, my grandparents had a lot of credit card debt to supply all of our wants. So for me, my heart goes back to serving the people who's less fortunate. However, my target customer, who I target, is currently men and women between the ages of 65 and 72.
Okay.
Those are my target customers.
Okay.
For the home care company. For assault services, my target customer is going to be most of the time single parents, male or female, between the age of 25 to 45.
Okay.
Those are the parents that's working all the time who just don't have time to do the things that really need to be done in a household sometimes because they already working 40 to 50 hours a week. They taking care of kids. They getting the basics done. You can't expect a single person to work 40, 50 hours a week, take care of their kids, and then get on their hands and knees and do a deep clean.
That's true.
That just ain't realistic most of the time.
No, it's not. It's not. So how did you build your credibility with these people? Who do you help? You know, is there a application for what you're doing, or do you just find somebody and just help as you can? What's the process to be a part of your program and helping the community?
Both. So to double back to your first question just now was what was it? How did I
I said, how did you build your credibility so they believe you?
Right. I worked with another company.
Okay.
Before I got started running my own. I went and I was a contractor for this other company doing the same thing I do now except for the paperwork. I was just more of a person who was meeting clients, greeting clients, getting caregivers, the whole nine. So most of them people, I started out with people that I knew. Then, of course, referrals, word of mouth, business started coming in. Me and that guy did not end on good terms where he wanted to accommodate me and I wasn't willing to budge, unfortunately, so I had to go to him and get a separation. It was time to move on. So a lot of my clients came with me based on the integrity they had saw me do with the other business.
Okay.
So based on that, of course, they were still referring me, still telling people about me, and so business continued to grow. And because those same customers, that's actually how I went into opening up SALT services. I had a home care client who was about to get evicted from a low-income housing because she couldn't get rid of bed bugs. And I don't know, it was just bothering my heart. Like, if she can't feed herself, literally, she can't prepare her meals and bathe her, and it's a homeless crisis,
right?
How's she gonna make it homeless? So I dragged one of my cousins with me to go into this house with bed bugs.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't know, cuz I gotta say, you know.
I know, that's what she said.
You know.
That's what she said, but I kept on.
I don't know about that one, cuz.
We didn't know what we was doing. And the exterminator, he was frustrated because we wasn't doing it right. The apartment complex was frustrated we wasn't doing it right, but we didn't know what we was doing. So I just kept on. I just kept on telling the exterminator and the apartment complex, give us 30 days, give us 30 days. So 30 days turned into 60 days, of course, because we didn't know what we was doing. Finally, I decided to meet the exterminator over there. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. And he was real rude. He was like, that's obvious. Like, because she's never ready. And I'm like, well, she about to get evicted, so I need you to show me what to do. And he was telling me that's not part of his job. So I literally just followed him through the complex. And so he gave in. He came and stood by the door. And he kind of just directed me. And he was like, now, don't you see the paper say this? So why you ain't do that? I mean, he was getting with me. But I just took it. I did not care. I could not let this lady end up homeless.
Wow.
So when we got her prepared, this same exterminator called me a month later and told me the same situation. And I was like, nope, I don't know what I'm doing. I ain't doing that. That was scary. I ain't going in there with no bed bugs. And, you know, it just pulled on my heart. So we did it again. So next thing I know, I'm calling a meeting with some family members like, hey, yo, y'all, this is what we about to do. And there was a lot of people. Family was like, what? I was like, yeah, we about to start preparing homes for bed bug treatment. And they was not with it. One of my cousins and my youngest daughter, Simone, was the only ones game to let's go, let's do it. My uncle came on board.
You understand why, though, right?
But, you know, it's just the heart of the matter. How you going to leave these people getting ate up like that? And these people are seniors. You know, they going to get evicted, especially if your family just look at it like this. So, their family done moved them out their house, right? And they live in an apartment now. They already done had to throw so much stuff away and sell it because a house can't fit in no apartment. Now they got a stranger coming in doing care for them. Now they got bed bugs. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
And so
That's another perspective. I didn't think about it like that.
And I took care of my grandmother, so.
I just heard bed bugs. So I was like, nah, I'm good.
So we started getting people together, and all over town, grandpas, they was just calling me for bed bugs. We got bed bugs. Like right now, if you call 211, you don't even gotta mention. You don't have to mention everything. If you just say bed bugs or extermination, they give you my number. I called 211 one day because this lady said she got my number from 211, and she needed bed bug coverage. So I called 211. I'm like, why do everybody call me about all bed bug issues? And I called 211. I said, hi, I'm calling because I have bed bugs. The guy was like, oh, yeah, let me give you SOT number. And I was like, dude, let them get everything out. So if you got bed bugs, 211 going to tell you. Call Katrina over at SOT.
That's a good thing, though. You getting all the business.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You getting all the money. Speaking of money, how did you get your startup money to get this thing rolling? Or is this just a big plan, you took a risk, and it just worked out?
I just stepped out.
Oh, yeah.
I just wasn't being treated fair at the last company, and I just stepped out. I took them clients with me, and I told the caregivers, I just kept it a buck.
Yeah.
I told the caregivers, look, this is the issue we having. These are the issues y'all having. I'm willing to open up my own company and be open in 90 days. However, your first check can't come till I get paid. And so most of them the issue was they wasn't getting paid from the other company a lot of times. So as the checks came in, I would call a caregiver and say, hey, your client check came in. You want me to do a direct deposit, or you want to meet me and get a check tomorrow? What that look like? And that's what I did for probably about 2.5 to 3 months. And after that, I had me assessed payday. So I didn't have any startup funding to get started with the home care company. And with SOT Services, no startup. I just stepped out there trying to help people.
And it just put itself together. Wow. That's usually how it is when you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're on your purpose. You're in service to others.
Absolutely.
It really works itself out.
God gives you grace to do the things he has for you to do.
Yeah. God also gives you obstacles.
Absolutely.
What mistakes have you made on your journey with this business?
That's one of the mistakes I made, thinking that I was basically the lady in the river about to drown, and God kept sending people, and I was waiting on God.
Yeah.
So that was one of the biggest mistakes, thinking that I didn't need a team, I didn't need nobody, I didn't need a crew. God got me. This is where he got me at. He got me. But the whole time, he's sending people my way, and I just wasn't really capitalizing on the fact that he was sending me a team. And it wasn't that I was prideful. It was more or less that I was actually scared.
Okay.
Scared that I was going to connect with somebody who was going to try to take advantage of me. I had seen so many people try to partner with people, and they would lose their own business. Or somebody else would come in and sabotage them, say they're going to do something and was never doing it. So my issue was really fear and trust. That was one of my main obstacles. And because that was my main obstacle, I had a lot of control issues, not willing to let people take a hold of what they said they would take a hold of. Somebody say, okay, you know what, I could do your billing, I could take that off your plate, or you know what, I can go ahead and make sure the customers get scheduled. I was so scared to let go of this stuff because my businesses just kind of came to me. I can't let you take this because this is a gateway to you to take over my company, right? But then I started realizing, wait a minute, Fred dead and his team's still running good. Ain't nobody took nothing from him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to begin to let go of that crab in a barrel mindset and release. And it wasn't that I was trying to keep other people down. It was just, I didn't know. I didn't know how to trust. I didn't know how to build a team. So that was just my obstacle, not knowing who to trust, not knowing how to build a team, not knowing how to create an environment for us to be successful together,
right?
Not knowing how to be an owner, not knowing how to be a boss. You know, all that was new territory.
You said some powerful stuff right there. Learning to be a boss, learning to be the owner. It's very hard going from that employer mindset to, okay, I gotta do all the work, to now being, okay, I'm the owner, I'm the CEO, I have to overlook, position, delegate. That's huge.
And to be able to do it with grace. Being able to do it without a rough hand, you know, an iron fist. Being able to do it with self-control. Being able to do it while making mistakes. And a lot of times as small business owners, it's almost like employees come through the door thinking we Macy's, or come through the door thinking that we're Spectrum Health. We don't have it figured out. So the same grace you want us to give you as an employee, you want that grace on the job the very first day of being trained. We need that same grace because we ain't never been in these positions before. Right. You know, so sometimes you the very first employee.
That's crazy.
And
Let me feed off that. How big is your team now?
For my team, I have 4 in the staff, in the office. But then caregivers, I have 28.
Oh, okay.
And then for SALT services, I'm still building that. So I use contractors. I don't use W-2 employees.
Okay, that's cool. Everybody's a contractor now. It's a lot more freelancing going on, so that kind of fits.
Absolutely.
That kind of fits.
And it's convenient because the company is still growing. I'm not required or in a position to tell you I'm going to give you a certain amount of hours and I can't.
Okay.
You know, it allows me to be able to shoot you a text message and say, hey, I got a customer that want to move this week. What's your schedule look like? Right. It gives us that ability where you can still go on and do your own thing and still serve this customer over here.
So what kind of experience does someone need to have in order to be a part of SALT?
For SALT services, just knowing how to pack. Far as your experience goes, I really just require you to be trainable. Okay. Trainable, teachable, and to just have a customer service background. Knowing how to talk to people, knowing how to respect them, knowing when to be quiet, knowing when to talk, knowing what to say. Even your demeanor, things along those lines in customer service. Everything else, that physical labor, you can learn that. That's teachable. You just got to come with a teachable mindset. Okay. So what you described is social awareness, something you had to grow up with, living in 2 different parts of Grand Rapids, seeing 2 different sides. So how do you use your social awareness now that you're the CEO? I'm always, when it comes to social awareness, I always say I can communicate from the White House to the crack house. I always put myself and try to have a perspective from the other person's point of view. That's the biggest thing. It's not about the customer always right or who's right or wrong. It's about taking on another perspective so that you can get an understanding. Because sometimes that's all you really need is an understanding. You don't need to be right or wrong. Just have an understanding and then you can make the best decision. Perfect. Perfect. All right, let's talk about the future. Where do you see your business in up and coming years? SALT services. Home care, I really honestly have been debating that once you make it 5 years, you can withstand. So home care business been open 7 years. And I really honestly been thinking about, do I want to continue to grow that company or what do I want to do with it at this point? SALT services, we going across the U.S. I plan to open up a new location every year, starting next year, a new location. We're going to be the leading company preparing homes for bed bug treatment and serving anyone who needs to be relocated.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I believe you're going to go somewhere with this. Serving the community
I just told you
is
where I'm
huge.
gonna go.
I believe it. I totally believe it. Do you feel like you've, going back to your team, because that's very important, especially with what I got going on now. You said something very powerful to me. How did you get your team to believe in your vision?
Actually, one of my team members, Atricia Banks, believed in my vision before it was even my vision. Atricia was the one who kind of she literally told me that it was time for me to move on from the other company. Just because the things that was going on. And I was telling her, nope, I'm comfortable just doing this. I was a contractor. It was convenient as a single mom. But Atricia just literally started making gateways, started opening the company. And because I had took care of my grandmother, I didn't even tell you that, I took care of my grandmother for some years. And I kind of had created this manual from taking care of her in my household. And I didn't realize it was a manual, but from caregivers coming in and different home care policies, because you know when you're taking care of somebody, you need to know what the policies is for the other companies. I had everything put together. And so when Atricia came and started asking me all these questions, I would answer her, and we would literally get into full debates because she didn't think I was right. And I'd be like, look, this is what Spectrum said. Look, this is what this company said. This is what that company said. And I would give her, and she was like, girl, you got a full manual here? And I was like, yeah, because this is everything I did to take care of my grandmother. So from there, she just started opening my company up, asking me questions, like, where do you want to go? What do you see? What you want to do? And I would just tell her the stuff. And next thing I know, she was like, here go your business plan. And I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh, this is everything I told you. So she just took everything from me that I was telling her in our casual conversations and just began to open up the home care company for me. Got the letter in the mail, and she was like, you all set. So it was me, her, and another cousin in my basement in a duplex, grinding it out. And Atricia, even today, she believed in me so much. It's just, man, it's hard to find people like that. I don't think I found her. She definitely found me.
Oh, wow.
I can't say that I found her. She was definitely God sent from start to finish. So when I say I don't know where the home care going, it's like I feel so obligated to keep it open for her. Not necessarily because she'll feel a certain type of way, but because when somebody believes in you, you don't never want to close that door. Because sometimes you can't even believe in yourself sometimes. So to have somebody to believe in you that ain't your mother or father, when you don't believe in yourself, you gotta take it to the top.
Got to.
So that's why I say I don't know with the home care company, because even though I don't want to, I feel like I gotta take it to the top. I can't stop. I can't let her have opened it up and then stop.
Right.
But maybe that was all she was meant to do, was to have somebody to believe into me, to pull that out of me, to let me know you got it in you. Because sometimes when somebody believes in you, it pulls so much out of you that you didn't even know that it had in you.
True.
So that's Atricia. She's on my team. My oldest daughter, she's on my team. My best friend, Tiffany, she does my marketing and advertising. And then my mentors. Whoo. We go at it all day long.
Your mentors? Your mentors?
Yes. Because, they know.
Yeah.
They the experts, right?
Yeah.
But then, of course, I have my ideas. So, that leave you at the table for a minute going back and forth.
Yeah, true.
I done had some great mentors, and they still around. One of my mentors, Dennis, he came to me when I was still in my basement, 3-4 weeks old, the company. He came to me. He's still here. Shirley Ray Pierre came along a couple of years ago, helping me with hiring and the human resource portion. Chris Mathis, the hardest one of them all. He came, I went to him, and he mentored me, got me started with SALT Services. Zena Patillo, she's still here. So then I have Mike Barnes. And I call all of them. Whenever I need them, I call them. So for me, my team members, those are the people who pull on me. Those are the people that keep me in line, keep me in check. Shirley, when I can't work something out with an employee, and I say, go to her, Shirley, am I being too hard? What you think? Do I keep on giving them chances? You know, because sometimes, boss, we get frustrated with everything that's going on. So I like to make sure I'm not being too hard on my staff.
Yeah.
I like to make sure that I'm being fair. So I call her, and she'll say, you know what, let me call them. Let me meet with them. Let me see what's going on before you make any final moves, any decisions. Because I never want an employee to feel like Katrina to be all of it just because I'm the owner. Because no, I'm not always right. It don't begin and end with me. I have people in place in line that's willing to go to bat for my employees with me if that need be.
Okay. You make me want to work for you. Okay, okay. Man, okay. I'm taking applications right now?
I'm always hiring.
All right, I might. I'm not doing no bed bugs though. I'll tell you that right now.
You gonna get in there. You gonna get in there. You gonna get in there. Bed bugs pay $22 an hour.
I don't know about that one,
You don't know about that?
but I ain't that picky. I work hard.
That's almost $200 in a day. And you're a contractor, so ain't no taxes.
You talking good.
I'm just telling you what it is. I'm just telling you what it is.
You talking real good.
I'm just telling you what it is. And even with that company, let's talk about my employees.
Okay.
I'm looking to give felons a second chance. I'm going up with the state of Michigan right now in Kent County because I want to be a second chance employer. How can we expect people to get out of prison making $10, $12 an hour, find them somewhere to live when you got to make 3 times their rent, and they're already a felon, so nobody wants to let them in? How are they going to take care of themselves, better yet a family?
Right, right.
How?
So,
Michigan, how do you feel that a man or a woman can get out of prison and take care of themselves making little to no money at all? We have to get these people some money. We have to get them $20 to $25 an hour so that they can become self-efficient. They have to have a place. Nobody wants to rent to them because they felons.
right,
So at least we can do is give them 3 times the amount of rent.
right.
They got to have some kind of perks, so that's what I want to do. I want to give them chances. I cannot take violent crimes. I cannot take murders. I cannot take sexual crimes, but anything else, I can take it.
Okay. That's going to segue on to our next question. Our big question that we ask every show. Are you familiar with the question?
I'm not. What's the question?
All right. So we're going to save it. Before we get to it, though, first I would say thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
And speaking your brilliant mind, I really appreciate it. Do you have any questions for me before I ask you the big question?
Let me think. Do I got any questions for you? When you put in your application, I need some workers out here. we going to apply pressure.
Know.
He shouldn't have said he was thinking about it.
I was playing.
No, you
I got
playing.
too many contracts going on right now. It's got too much going on. But I would
send
love
people
to support.
my way. Send people my way.
I would love to support, guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Guaranteed. Okay. So you ready for the big question?
Let's go.
All right. The big question is, what can we do to make Grand Rapids a better city?
Unite. To make Grand Rapids a better city, Grand Rapids people have to become better. We cannot impact the city to be better if we haven't been impacted ourselves. We as people have to realize where we need help and what we need help with and be comfortable enough to ask for help. We have to get to a place where we're just comfortable enough to find somebody we trust to ask for help. Whether it's with your finances, it's your health, it's your mental health, whatever it looks like, wherever you drowning at or you're not thriving, reach out, ask for help. When we can ask for help and receive help, we're going to be a great city. We're already on the way.
I like it. That's a common theme. That's a common theme. That is a common theme. I'm sorry, I was looking at the board of questions.
That's all right.
It's all good. But that is a common theme. Everyone says that we need more unity. The last 4 guests that were on the show said we need more unity. Then there's a lot of talks about the creative renaissance going on around here. I'm all for it. I believe all of it. I think it's all going to happen too. I have no doubt it's gonna happen.
And when I say unity and coming together, I'm not necessarily saying physically. Because sometimes that's just too hard. Thinking about how hard it was for just me and you to connect. I was supposed to be here a month ago. So, but that don't mean I didn't want to get here. It just meant things was occurring.
Right.
So we also have to quit holding people to a standard that if you didn't physically show up, that you wasn't supporting me. There's so many ways to support people.
Always.
I got people who I don't go to, shop for, or support that way. But that don't mean I'm not supporting them. So you got to just find out people who you can trust, whether that's a phone call, a text message, an email, whatever. It ain't always got to be physically coming to you.
Yeah.
So coming together, it's so many ways to come together and unite.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. Beautifully answered. Thank you.
Absolutely.
You would like to make a shout out to anybody out there?
I don't know.
You don't know? It's all good.
Give a shout out to the show.
Well, we're going to shout out Grand Rapids, just the city as a whole. I just want to say good job, Grand Rapids. The way y'all standing up, the way y'all showing out, these businesses are thriving at a time like this.
Yeah.
I'm looking around, I'm seeing kids going to beautiful dances. I'm seeing parents brag different. I'm seeing fathers step up. Shout out to Grand Rapids. Y'all, my city's showing up. The city is showing up. And you for having me and holding this and bringing awareness to what other black business owners are doing, other women. I've watched a couple of the other shows, and I'm seeing that you just bringing awareness, even for having me here. I think it was Miss Shay Mendez, who got her own line store. So just, yes, all around for bringing us together, making the city aware of what we doing. Just Grand Rapids as a whole, for you just standing in and supporting us and making awareness.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Thank you for coming on the show, Miss Katrina Jones. Thank you all for watching another episode of We Love GRTV. Till next time.
Peace, Grand Rapids.
You are a dope creative or entrepreneur in the local Grand Rapids area. Join the show, We Love GRTV. DM me for more information on how you can join and be a part of the movement.